So Josh, speaking of the market BTC, what's the hot take? Guys, I don't know. I mean, I'm a crypto enthusiast. I'm not a crypto analyst. Um my hot take on BTC though, I know we had a nice pump yesterday, which was, nice to see. But here's my hot take on the markets overall. Like I try to follow not just BTC, but um, global macroeconomic markets. And the thing is, everything is catching up with us. We've just been like in this up only mode for a very long time. And I'm talking about like traditional finance markets, right? So the big thing with the US was like the Fed coming out and talking about potential rate hikes throughout this upcoming year. And now the market is throwing its hissy fit, which wasn't expected, but it's like really bad. so so I guess what I'm trying to say is, the whole narrative around BTC. Here's the thing: the whole narrative around Bitcoin, right, is that it is an inflation hedge, and we are seeing inflation completely out of control, and that the only way to curb inflation is if they print more money. Well, that's logically all those things in that order make sense. So what comes next in the logical order? Well, inflation is high. So the Fed is going to look at this and say, how do we curb inflation? Especially because there's midterm elections coming up and all this stuff, and they want the economy to look better, right? Not to have this crazy inflation. But as soon as they do that, the markets are going to tank and the markets are going to react poorly to it, because that means the party is over and the Fed is busting the bubble. So how do we get to a point where we are from here to the point where they print more money, right? Well, the only way that they'll be convinced to print more money and therefore let inflation run hot is if things get worse. So my whole thesis behind this, and again, not financial advice, not any advice, but just the way that I see it, is that everybody's expecting Bitcoin to go up. Everybody's expecting all these like assets to go up, but it needs to get worse. It needs to get so bad, like March of 2020 bad, that the response is overwhelmingly like, we need to bail out someone, whether that's the citizens, whether that is the companies, whether that is the economy, whatever the case is, we need to do that. So people think this is bad, but it's not bad enough. So that's why I'm saying, and I'm not trying to be bearish about this, because I'm a very, very big Bitcoin bull, and crypto overall. Not all the projects, because there's a lot of garbage out there, but Bitcoin definitely, with the inflation narrative that it has going around it, for sure. But Bitcoin has probably soaked up all of the extra cash that was put out there, right? I mean, think about it. We're from a year ago, maybe from like 18 months ago, we're up like 3x. So that's pretty good. But in order for us to continue the party, there needs to be a reason to print money, and that reason needs to be that the economy is doing way, way worse than it is right now. So that's why, I hope we don't see a 20K, but would I be surprised if we saw 20K Bitcoin? No, that would actually suck a lot for not just me, I'm sure everybody, but yeah, there's my hot take. So again, there's no on-chain analysis for that. There is no, analytical things. It not that I'm trying to knock any of those, but obviously none of them are right. So the whole thing is like, if everybody's just telling you, yo, don't worry, it's just a bounce, we're going to go back up. They don't. Here's the thing. Like, I love watching other YouTubers and analysis and TA and all that stuff. Don't get me wrong, but nobody knows what is going to happen. And if they try to convince you and show you all these numbers, everybody was wrong in Q4. Everybody was wrong, even Plan B. And I love Plan B in the stock to flow model. I think the way that he approaches things is brilliant, but nobody knows what is going to happen. So everybody who's going on with their like 100x leverage, thinking that we're going to bounce right off of this back up to the 70Ks, I don't see it. I just don't see it. At least not now, right? Not with the way the current narrative is.